How you doing? Iowa Hunter here, coming at you from the ranch house today. I want to talk about food plots a little bit. I was watching some videos of some other people and different cameras and information about food plots and people that put in food plots. And if you didn't get yours in July, we got our turnip, our big-n-beasty in on the 26th, and you probably don't have any food plots. It didn't rain all of August pretty much. But today we a little stuff on the radar, and we just got a pretty good little shower. Now it's cleared off already, but it was enough to darken the dirt up here. I'm sitting on the front porch up here, but so I watched some videos of some other people, and they put their food plots in August, and they just got bare dirt. I mean, it looks just like they just planted it, and you know, the turkeys are tearing it up and everything else, and it's just sad. You know, that's a chance you take, fall food plots, and generally we always get rain in August, so it's kind of crazy, but you know, you put all that money into it. I hot wired that top off and all that stuff, and I still got some deer in there, and it wasn't nothing I did wrong with my hot wire. It was just that when the ground gets dry and you get 1-inch cracks in it and there's no vegetation right around the fence there, the deer can walk right up and put their nose on it and won't get shocked, because dry dirt turns into an insulator. But normally, you know, it wouldn't be that dry. Now I have seen, I had like 5 deer in there, like I said, and I seen one deer try to squeeze through some weeds there, and he took a pretty good jump, but 99% of them are staying out of there. They don't seem like when they get in there, because they're away from all the other deer, they don't spend too much time in there. So this little douse of rain may help a little bit and discourage them some. You can also dump some water down along your grounding rod, but it ain't gonna help if they're standing on, you know, super dry dirt either. But I've also heard some people tell you about clover. You know, plant it in the bottomlands, it won't grow on a hill. Well, heck, I got probably 3 acres up there on that hill, you know, facing the south, and it gets hammered all day by sun. It's clover, chicory, and alfalfa. Heck, it's probably 16 inches long already. I mean, I cut it about a week into August or so, 2 weeks in, I can't remember, and get a little bit of grass coming up through it, you know, now, but I don't want to do nothing to it. We're supposed to have a really bad winter, so I'm going to let that stuff grow. Same with the bottom down here, down below the ranch house. I'm going to let that stuff grow. It's really long, real long, and I think the deer are going to need it this winter if they can get to it. But I don't have any problem with that Whitetail Institute offal rack. I like that stuff, man. It holds up. You just can't, they can't overbrowse it. I don't care how many deer you have. They're in there every night. And I like that 360 crush camera. If you ain't got one of them in your food plots, you're missing a lot of bucks, man. I got, you know, thousands of pictures of deer on those things. You know, they spin 360, nothing gets by them. My bottom field, it's almost 90 yards wide, and I put it in the middle. It covers that whole field, and it'll catch a neighbor going by in the tractor either. So they're not a real expensive camera. The 360 Crush, I did a video on it a while back, if you go back and look at it, and man, I still love those cameras, and they take good nighttime pictures. You get a lot of nocturnal bucks on there. Anyway, this rain should help the brassicas a little. You know, you seen I moved one of my tower blinds over the other day and put a watering hole in. They'll stay away from that for a little while till they get used to it. I got to go back and put some throw and grow down. We're looking like we're going to get possibly some rain tomorrow. We had a bigger chance tomorrow than today. So, you know, I put that urea down a week ago. I don't know if there's any residual in there or not. There's a lot of back and forth on that. But I may go crank some out, you know, maybe late this evening. Heck, this ground will probably dry up for too long. Suck this in. But if I think it's going to rain tomorrow, I'll crank a little of that out on the brassicas. I definitely got brassicas, you know what I mean? They were over hand tall, but you know, they should be way taller than that. But this rain, it'll definitely help, even if it ain't that much. You know, look like it's done. But you can hear my gutter running a little bit still. But then you get that humidity, and every morning you get that heavy dew from that rain, and it just keeps refeeding that stuff. So I think we'll do a little bit better. Hopefully I'll go back there and see a jump on that. But that buckwheat back there in that brassica field that came up through, that I killed off twice, like I said, it doesn't take up any room. It's a skinny little plant with a flower on top, so it's not shading anything. And when you look at the field, you just see the tops of the flowers looks really thick, but when you walk up there, all the brassicas are just thick underneath of it. But you know, maybe that's not so bad. And when we're talking about food plots, I wanted to say one of the hardest things I think, you know, about growing on a hill, like I have a slope to that whole backside. The clover was easy to get going. You know, the first year always makes you sad, and then the next year you're like, wow, you know, it's killing it. And the third year it even gets better, you know, and you can reseed into it. But brassicas, or your winter plot, you put that on a long rolling hill like I got back there, it's a battle. I mean, you know, brassica seeds are so small, and you don't bury them. They have to be on top of the soil. Yeah, you work the soil, you cultipack it, you seed it, you cultipack it, and that little round seed's laid right on top of the dirt. You know, yeah, it's pushed down or whatever, but it's laid right on top of the dirt. And you get a couple inches of rain, it'll lift it right up out of there, and float it down to the low spot, you know, in the field. And it is really brassicas are a real battle if you got a hillside. If you got a flat area, you'll do a lot better with brassicas. I battled that hill the last couple of years putting brassicas in there, and it's a tough one, you know. And Mother Nature can wipe the whole field out if it rains hard enough, you know. So it's a labor of love if you want to try to put them in there. I think we'll see, but I think I did all right. And depending on what happens, you know, I might that buckwheat might just be helping hold that seed in there a little bit early on. So next year, if I kill all that buckwheat out, I might put just a little bit in there with my brassicas, because that buckwheat grows fast. I'll tell you one thing, for a cover crop or whatever for the summer, when I grew that stuff, I was 4 feet tall, and I had some big bucks walking through it. I really didn't see a whole lot of stuff feeding off it, you know, but it gets so tall you can't really hardly see in there very good. But it's thick. If you can't grow buckwheat, you might as well give up food plotting, because that stuff grows like crazy. You can't get rid of it. Anyway, I was glad to see we got a little rain here on the 31st, maybe a little bit tomorrow. Been a tough year for fall food plots. I'll be getting out and putting out some CO right here and some different stuff in spots around my water tank, and I'll probably crank out I got a bunch more Alpha Rack Plus. I'm going to put some more on this hillside. It's doing pretty good beside my house. I cleared all that off, and it goes all the way down to the bottom. And I'll probably put some back around that other stand, just crank it. Once I bushwhacked all that grass started dying off, and I think I'll just crank that Alpha Rack right into that dead grass and let the rain work it in and start growing. And next year she'll be popping up, and she'll start a little clover back in there too. Anyway, this is a whitetail hunter, and we were just wanting to talk to you a little bit about what was going on. Tough year for fall food plots, and we'll have to see what happens. But hopefully we'll get some more rain here in the near future. God bless, and good luck with your food plots.